I find myself in the heart of Seoul in Korea, and I had some time, so I went to a macabre place. You may know the Korean War, but you may not know that for a long period, Japan had control over Korea and built a bunch of prisons. This is a ghastly one. While you could go to the nearby palace, I decided to go to Seodaemun Prison to go see what happened during the Japanese occupation. And it wasn't pretty. This prison used to be much larger. Now, most of it is a museum, and some of it is a public park, which is kind of sad to think that there's a public park where there was a place of death. The museum showcases where the prisoners lived and were stored, and also what happened inside of the prison. The first place you'll see is the administration building, where some really terrible things would happen. As you would probably imagine, if your country was taken over by an opposing country, you probably wouldn't be too happy with it. And they go into the detail of the resistance between Korea and Japan. And here you can see the amount of people that were processed. About 900 people met their end here. They have a very detailed gallows room that would showcase what it looks like after the process is done. But when you go down in the basement of the administration building, you can see the physical tortures that were done on the Korean people. From almost drowning someone to death, as well as many different kinds of torture.
근데 그 당시엔 여기도 막혀 있었어요. 밀폐된 공간에 들어가면 이제 언제 나올지 모르는 그런 상태였고요.
Then, if you head outside of the administration building and follow the walls that would keep the prisoners inside of the prison, you'll find the execution room. On the way to the execution room, you'll see a large tree. A storm has knocked over the tree in recent years. However, when the prison was active, prisoners would latch onto this tree, screaming, trying not to get into the room they were being forced into. Inside of the execution room, you'll find a gallows and a noose and a latch behind the noose that would cause the floor to fall out from underneath them. This is a place where many people who were imported to Korea died, so there is no filming allowed inside. To hide the bodies from the rest of the prisoners, they would actually bring them out a secret tunnel so no one inside the prison would see the deposed. That was a little rough. How about we have a palate cleanser? I decided to go to the Royal Palace. And in the subway underneath the palace, there was a free art display. Very nice. Oh. But above the art exhibits, there's Kambokam Palace. For about $2.50, you can explore the palace grounds. It seems to go on forever and ever and ever. It does feel like you are going back in time when you're here. Bryce, this might be the best thing in Korea to do. So right outside there's a monument dedicated to the king who created the Korean alphabet, and also the Admiral Yi Sun-shin, who stopped the Japanese from taking over. Right below them there's a fantastic free museum about the history of Korea. If you're in Seoul, make sure to see these things. Also, here's the most normal thing I saw in Seoul. Peace